So there's a rumor out there saying the Detroit Lions are interested in drafting a guy named Femi. I can't pronounce his whole name. A Femi from UCLA. Did some research on him, as I do. I looked at his stats. I'm like, man, he didn't start getting sacks until his last year. I think he came from Cal, which to go to Cal, you got to be very smart. Yeah, he didn't start getting sacks his last year, and apparently he was an off-the-ball linebacker. So they transitioned him to edge, I believe, his last year, to end his college career. He took off. I think he had, 6.5 sacks last year at UCLA. So off-the-ball linebacker mean basically middle, outside linebacker, traditional linebacker, where you more likely to be a blitzer. You're more likely to be in coverage. Off the ball. Some linebackers, they basically stand up ends in the 3-4. So they primary thing is just still to rush the pass rusher. But he was a true off the ball guy. So now he got the experience, his versatility. He has the experience to drop. So when the Lions the regime first came in, you got to remember they was trying to really run a 3-4. And they came, then they kind of went to multiple. Then they came for the determination. They just wanted to be a true 4-3 team. Remember that? They was running some 3-4. They was running some 4-3. And, Dan and Aaron Glenn came to the agreement that they just going to run that 3-4. But I meant that 4-3. So he's one of those guys to get him multiple looks. And because he can stand up and he can rush the passer. But, when you look at it, he's set to be a second-round grade, could rise. But I wouldn't take him with my first-round pick, and I'm going to tell you why. Unless you can get a guy behind, that they can step in and play right away, like a James Pierce. You feel like you can get him in the second round because he's raw as a pass rusher. He just started rushing the passer. So as far as, the pass rushing skills and, the certain techniques, they got to coach him up. So who knows? Well, training camp, OTAs, mini camps, will that be enough for him to catch him up to speed, or does he need a year or two to get his feet wet? And that's my thing about it. Like, you need immediate help. If you're not going to make a move for an edge rusher, we can't just count on, a raw prospect who's really a off-the-ball linebacker. So I don't mind them drafting him, but draft somebody that can come in and have an impact. Not necessarily start, but that can come in and have an impact. So, you like what you hear. If they feel like they can coach him up, he got the length, he got the athleticism, he got the skill, he got the athletic ability. So now he just has to put it all together. And you just think, hey, man, if he would have made that move from the beginning, last year he probably would have been a top 10 pick. So it's deep at edge for not understanding this draft. But they can afford to say, with this pick, we're going to take a guy that's raw at pass rush. You can't, unless you bring in a certified, and bringing in a Von Miller is not enough. Like, I know that's not what you want to do. Even if you would have brought in a Joy Bosa and you took this kid, understandable. I get it. But if this is what you rolling with, this is the guy that you gonna roll with, he got to come in and he got to be a professional pass rusher. It's just what it is. He's not yet. You talking about 2-3 years down the line, whatever. If I'm getting them, I'm having a plan to move up in the second round to get them. But if I'm getting somebody, they gotta get sacks. That's got, if they can stop the run. If I'm at 28 and James Pierce there, so be it. Now, if this other kid, he the best pass rusher on the board at the time, hey, whatever, take him. But you got a problem because you didn't address the problem. You didn't literally this whole offseason address the pass rush. You picked that kid up from Arizona. He's a nose tackle. Because Lee McNeil gonna miss some time this year. Oh, we getting Makai Wingo back. Okay. Enrique is gonna be more of a 3 technique this year. Okay. What else we got? You know what I'm saying? So they just didn't ignore it. And then next year, the Lions can't generate pass rush, and it's just you just looking at Brad like, come on, man, the fuck you doing? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if they can walk away with the kid from UCLA and James Pearson, whatever type of order, I'm fine with that, or somebody else that can stop the pass rush. But they need guys they need guys that can run. That's as simple as that. They need speed. I keep saying it for years. Why do the Lions, struggle with athletic quarterbacks? Which is now like 80% of the league. They some type of athletes. And ain't that many statue quarterbacks left. We got one of the very few statue quarterbacks left. Real talk. So when you start getting in there talking about speed, they have to address speed. If you can get a guy like James Pierce that run a 4.4, you could put him up there and you put him in that kid with that kid from UCLA, it's a problem. It's a problem. So he didn't run the 40. I had to check. So, whatever. Take speak for itself, but yeah, you can't afford to take no project. I'm sorry. Now, if you would have did something of somewhat of significance, Joey Bosa, Chase Young, then yeah, you can take that guy easy, man, because you got a brotherhood there. But they did nothing of significance. They banking on getting some guys back healthy, so be it. But we ain't banking on that. A lot of them guys, that Aiden Hudson went down, the pass rush went with him. The pass rush went with him. So, so be it. But yeah, I just think you can't afford to say we get this guy and that's it. Like, no. Even if you found a good pass rusher, I just think one guy ain't enough. I don't think one is enough. You didn't do anything. Like nothing gives the Lions fans confidence. Now the draft will give them confidence. They can go draft Dookie and the Booty Dookie. Oh my God, it's the greatest pick of all time. I know he only had a half sack and it's 19 years in college, but Brad doesn't. Like, okay, but we'll see. So, but yeah, athletic, long, but once he figure it out, that's like the other kid from Texas A&M. Just don't get sacks. The Lions got enough guys that just got a lot of near miss sacks. But when you look at what he bring to the table, versatility wise, side, that Shamar guy, he looked the part. But the question then, can you coach him? Remember the Jets thought they can coach Vernon. What was the dude name that went to Cat? Vernon Golston. Remember they thought they can coach him, and he was a lost cause. But it is what it is. Appreciate y'all. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live, drop video. Hit the link, first link in the description. Follow me everywhere. Peace.